Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I came to give you guys an update. There really isn't no other way to say it, but I had already recorded and edited the Eastern Conference video. It was gonna come up Thursday night. Currently Friday. There hasn't been no video. And the reason is it was done. I had already saved it on my phone. And let's just say that on the day that I was gonna upload it on this Friday, which is today, the fucking file or files, because literally the Western Conference video is there. I haven't edited it. But the Eastern Conference, every single footage that I recorded, because here's the thing, I have recorded the Eastern and Western on the same days. I recorded the Eastern in the morning, and I recorded in the Western towards the night. Took me 3 hours, and literally an hour and a half of that recording is gone. So that really pisses me off. And that's why we're here. We're doing the Eastern Conference fucking video again. And let's hope that it doesn't erase. And yes, I know that the fucking sun is going crazy right now. Let me just turn this off real quick. Is this connected? Okay, let me see. Yes, it is. Okay. So I took a picture of the teams in the Eastern Conference. If you're probably asking me, oh, why are you in your car? Class starts in a couple minutes, in 30 minutes, 35 minutes. So I might as well. And I know that I don't have any PCC, not PC, Portland Timbers or any gear. So technically that counts. Jesus Christ, fucking son, bro, you came out at a worse time. No, it just doesn't work. Okay, cool. That kind of works too. So this is a problem. And I have the same standings and everything. So when I'm editing this video at the end, I'll put whatchamacallit. I'll put at the final standing. Also, when I start talking about a team, I'll put the logo here too. So yeah. Why don't we just get started? FYI, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so it being not the same video as before, I am gonna forget some details, but the Western Conference video, let's hope none of this shit happens again. Western Conference video should be more in depth. MLS Eastern, I'm just gonna literally create a vague of what I remember, because I literally had a whole research, took a day and a half to do research on every single team, and that literally pisses me off. That's why I'm mad, because I was trying to give you guys a good video, but my file's corrupted. And yeah, so let's just start top of the order. Atlanta United 2019 MLS Cup winners. They defeated the Portland Timbers. They added Dom Dwyer, which will help Joseph Martinez. In order for Atlanta to be elite, Dom Dwyer has to have a good season and needs to get his form from the days of Sporting Kansas City. I'm just going to have it like this. Sporting Kansas City. If he does that, I think Atlanta will be towards the top of the East. And yeah, Atlanta has played several preseason matches. They did not make the. I don't think they made the playoffs last year, but they didn't. And yeah, I'm predicting Atlanta to go fourth. I think that if Don Dwyer does get this level back, he and Joseph Martins will be a trouble. Like, will be a big deal to help. And we already know how Atlanta is good at. The only thing that might hurt them again is losing PD Martinez last season. So yeah, I'm predicting Atlanta to finish fourth place in the East. And yeah, let's just keep going. Charlotte is a new expansion team. As you guys may not know, or you guys do know, Charlotte and Nashville switched. So Nashville's now in the West, and Charlotte is in the East. Charlotte's an interesting one because Charlotte have made a little bit of moves, but not like, so yeah, Charlotte, I expect to be towards the bottom for the first season. Expansion teams are always difficult to like rank in the MLS because, like if a team like Nashville is really good, then they make the playoffs in the first years, like Nashville and LAFC did, and into Miami. But you can also be bad like Cincinnati FC a couple years back. So I expect this is gonna be a bad season for Charlotte. They gotta get used to MLS. Obviously every team has to get used to MLS, and I think that Charlotte, if they don't make a significant signing, will finish 13th above a team that I will mention briefly. And the reason why is because learning curves, but also I think Charlotte have some players to give a lot of the teams difficult battles, and I think that will happen. I think Charlotte will finish 13th. I don't think they'll finish bottom in the East, but if they do, then that's on me. Chicago Fire. Okay, Chicago Fire. You see, nothing really has happened in Chicago over the last like decade or half decade. Chicago's always like, it's like one of those classic teams, so you respect those classic teams, but then again you don't. So Chicago's in a little bit of a rebuild. I think they finished 13th last season. So I think they will finish around that. I think no, hold on. I think Chicago Fire will have a slightly better season this season. I think they'll finish 10th. Barely missing the playoffs by a couple points. I think that 6 and 7 is going to be really competitive from the 6th to the 11th spot. I think any of the teams that I put there could make the playoffs. Charlotte might even make the fucking playoffs too. So yeah, that is where I'm at. That's where I'm at with my prediction. Regarding Chicago Fire, I finished 10th, barely missing the playoffs by a couple points. And let's move on. So we got Atlanta, Charlotte, Chicago, Cincinnati FC. Oh God, I do not have good news for Cincinnati. I haven't seen any significant moves from Cincinnati. In the MLS, if you want to get better, you gotta make moves. Cincinnati hasn't fucking done that. Literally, I'm not over here trying to be a hater on Cincy. I actually don't hate Cincy. A lot of these teams, I hated me putting them like where I put them because literally, I don't even know. Because see, difficult of me making these videos is like, oh my God, such a hater on my team, this and that, and then like if you don't put them where they think they're gonna put them, then you come out as a hater. Basically Cincinnati, one notable signing is they got Baji or Baji, one of those names, ex Colorado Rapid player that will help them, but It remains to be seen how much it will help them. The team is basically the same. So I think Cincinnati will repeat as last season and will finish 14th again. I think they finished 13th last season, but that's because the Eastern only had 13 teams. So yeah, Cincinnati finished 14th this season under Charlotte. So that's Atlanta, Charlotte, Chicago, and Cincinnati. Columbus Crew, 2020 MLS champions. Disappointed last season. Really fucking disappointed. Like everybody, many people thought they were gonna make the playoffs, that they were gonna be, one of the, at least contend, and probably stop that curse. But no, they crumble, and no one seems to fucking care. Bro, I'm trying to fucking hide the sun, and because me having my hand like this, it's making me look stupid. But yeah, Columbus Crew, Columbus Crew, man, they haven't really signed anybody that I'm like, could help. But yeah, Columbus Crew, I don't think that Columbus Crew will make the playoffs. I think they will be close to making the playoffs. I think they're gonna finish 9th by a couple points off. But like how I said with a bunch of these teams, from like where I finished 6th, from where I put 6th, all the way down to 11th. Any of those teams can make the playoffs. Let's just how it was last year. Last year, they were like those final spots in the East. Like a couple of teams from 6th to like the 12th could have made the playoffs. I think it's gonna be the same. I don't think the East is significantly better than it was last season. Yeah, dude, I'm trying to fucking move the camera. True. So yeah, Columbus Crew will finish 9th. Would not be surprised if they make the playoffs. However, and yeah, that's 5 teams. DC United. Oh boy, DC United. DC United. Along with Chicago Fire, are like in a little bit of a rebuild, mini rebuild. But they have almost the exact identical team. So I am putting them 12th. But like I said, DC United can be either good or bad. DC United is one of those classic teams in the MLS. Yeah, I think they'll finish 12, but would not be surprised if they make it into the playoffs because, yeah. Inter Miami. Oh, boy, Inter Miami. Boy, do Inter Miami piss me off. So, yeah, a little bit of backstory. Inter Miami, I got the jersey. The first season in the league, I got the black jersey. The one that has, like, the bottom right. It has, the first season, and yeah, I really like Inter Miami, but boy, do they piss me off because they have a lot of star power and haven't really had that many playoff success. So yeah, this season is a boom or bust season. I also, I did not mention this in the video of the one that I recorded originally. Sergio Ramos is reportedly linked to joining Inter Miami in the summer. If he does that, where did I put him? And the place that I put him will change. I'm literally keeping my word for it. But if Sergio Ramos does join Inter Miami, that will change like how they finish. But for right now, I'm putting them 11. Along with those teams that can make the playoffs. And if you were to ask me personally, I think Inter Miami should make the playoffs. With the amount of money that they waste, that they generate, the population that they generate, the city that they generate. Bro, how the fuck is it that the fucking Portland Timbers, that New York City, that literally almost all of the other MLS teams have more fucking trophies than you have playoff wins? Really? But yeah, Inter Miami finished 11th, And I'm sorry for Inter Miami fans. I'm being a little too rough on you guys. It's not cause not the fans' fault. It's the management. Is the team that underperforms. I think this is the third season. Yeah, third season that underperforms. You guys still have you guys still have nice jerseys though. I might get the pink one just because because of how nice it is. But Inter Miami to finish 11, and it's another one of those teams that any teams that is from like 6 to 11 can make the playoffs, can miss the playoffs. That's what I think. Inter Miami will finish 10th. So for right now, I have 9th Columbus Crew, 10th Chicago Fire, 11 Inter Miami, 12 DC United, 13 Charlotte, 14 Cincinnati. Those are the teams that I have mentioned. Atlanta United 4th. Right. After Inter Miami, Montreal made the playoffs last season. I think they lost to Philadelphia. Yeah, Philadelphia. They lost to Philadelphia in the playoffs, but they did make the playoffs last season. Montreal was like one of those weird ones because a couple of years ago they had like a star players like Piatti and a couple of players that I can't remember right now, and they were being contending. But they have shortly fallen off. But they haven't fallen off because they still making the playoffs on a regular. Yeah, man. I have no negativity towards Montreal. I think like Montreal. I would like to visit Montreal, even though it's gonna be fucking like 5 degrees. But yeah, Montreal. My prediction is they'll finish 6th again, making the playoffs. But also, I can see them missing the playoffs if they don't get the shit together. And yeah, who's next? Hold on. All right, boys, we are down to the final 16s. Yeah, yes, 16. And this time for a little water break. Hold on. Well, a little hydration. Okay. Yeah, we just did Montreal. Next up is New England, former Supporter Cup Shield, Supporter Shield, right? Yeah, Supporter Shield winner, former regular season Eastern Conference winner as well. Man, dude, Revolution, man, y'all need to like do something this year because, basically boom or bust, like how it is with Inter Miami. You guys have a good team. You guys have a great fan base, but man, it's time to win something. I don't think U.S. Open winning that is gonna cut it. Yeah, you guys need to at least make it to MLS Cup, make it to the Western Conference Finals. I don't know, make some noise in the East. Will that happen? Maybe, maybe not. There's some other good teams that are good in the East that I will mention briefly. And yeah, I think Revolution is expected to have a good season. I think they will have a good season. I think they'll be a top 2, top 3 in the that could come out of the East. Yeah, man. They finished 5th place. I want to put them 2nd. I think there's another team that I'll mention. It's literally the team that I'm. Clearly, the team that is coming up next, which is New York City. I think Revolution will finish 2nd. New York City will finish 1st. And yeah, Revolution, they need to win something. They need to make a noise. They need to make it to the conference finals, bro. Okay, cool. You lost to eventual champions. What? You guys were claiming, oh yeah, we're gonna be champions. We're gonna win easily. There was a time where my coworkers said that, oh, I don't see anyone stopping Revolution, and yet New York stopped them in penalties. So yeah, Revolution needs to get better in penalties because other than that, I don't see you guys even fucking winning U.S. Open. But yeah, next up, New York City. New York City, former MLS Cup winners, Eastern Conference trophy winners as well. Yeah, man. They. Let me see if I can remember any significant signings. I don't think any significant signings have taken place. I think, yeah, I still think New York City will break that curse of winning MLS Cup and then not making it to the playoffs. I think they will make it into the playoffs. I think they'll be among the elite teams this year. And like I said, they'll finish first in these. I don't know if they're winning supporter shield. Basically, between New England Revolution and New York City, any one of those can win supporter the shield. So New York is there. They're a great team. Still think though that if we had a fully team, we would have smoked you guys in the final, but that's an unpopular opinion. Next up, New York Red Bulls, the city of the rivals. Okay, New York Red Bulls is one of those classic teams again that should be respected, has to be respected. I think I had a scarf that someone gave me a couple years ago. It's kind of like this. I think they got it off. Like, I think they went to New York to a game, and yeah, so I got that for a Christmas present one year. It's just like a basic scarf, like a basic scarf that it has like New York Red Bulls here, and yeah. So this is like a classic Timber Army scarf. Anyway, New York Red Bulls is one of those teams that could be good or bad. Kind of hard to predict. They made the playoffs last year. I think this team was the one that. This team I think lost to Philly last year. Because they made the playoffs last year. I think, yeah. I think they'll make the playoffs again. I think they have a team that can make the playoffs. They haven't made that. You see, most of these teams, they have like the same team. So for me, it's like, okay, they could finish the same as last year. Because, see, I'm gonna talk about the Timbers for a second. The Timbers have basically everyone back, minus Valet, minus Clark, and I'll talk about that in the Western Conference. Or like I talked about that in the Western Conference. Yeah. So, but the Timbers also made the biggest signing or re-sign, which is Blanco. I think if the Timbers were gonna win MLS Cup, or like we're favorites for, or like we're one of the contenders for MLS Cup, they would have had to have Blanco. I don't think without Blanco, Timbers barely make the playoffs. So yeah, So the Timbers basically is the same team back, but they added like a little bit of players. They added David Ayala. They added Diego Gutierrez, which is someone that was promoted to the first team due to Felipe Mora injury. Who else did they bring? They brought in Dave. So see, like you lose a little bit, but you gain a lot. David Ayala is gonna release some of my Viola, some of Zuperich playing time, which is good. And that's what teams should do. But if you just bring in you lose half of the team and you bring in 20 new players, it takes time for a team for that team to get adjusted to everyone else. So that's what I think the Red Bulls are gonna happen. The Red Bulls are still gonna make the playoffs because everyone is back, bargaining a little bit of new players. So yeah, I'm saying New York Red Bulls to finish 7th and make the playoffs. And yeah, we got 3 teams. Orlando City is next. Orlando City, okay. Orlando City. They made the playoffs last year. I think they finished fourth or fifth. I don't remember. They could have finished all the way third. And yeah, Orlando City. I think they got beat by Nashville. I'm pretty sure. So that happened. Orlando City will finish 8th. I think Orlando City does have a capability of making it to the playoffs, but we'll have to see how they match up with, let's just say, Atlanta, Montreal, and yeah, if whatchamacallit, if Orlando can level with them, I think Orlando can challenge for playoff spots. And yeah, but I'm saying that they'll miss out, or like in my prediction, I'll finish that, like I'm saying that they'll finish out by two points to the Red Bulls, but that 7 and 6 spot will be close. Philadelphia was literally like a couple minutes away from making it to MLS Cup. They had half of the team that went out to party like crazy. Yeah, what else can we say about that? They're a great team. We're not gonna sit here and say that they're not. They are a great team. They're among the top 3 teams. See, when I was making this table, I was like, man, New York, New England, and Philadelphia, man, they can easily. And like maybe Atlanta too, man, they can finish top 3 easy. But I went with New York because of MLS Cup winners, New England second, and Philadelphia third. I think that the Union is a little bit less like it's a little bit like they're like the worst out of the 3, but I do think Philadelphia Union will be dangerous in the playoff and could make a deep run. Like I said, last year they were close to making MLS Cup just by and actually they played with subs that game, and they literally kept it competitive with New York, who had everyone. So yeah, Philadelphia will finish 3rd, but wouldn't be surprised if they even win supported the Shield or like the US Open Cup. Last team is Toronto FC. Toronto FC will get Insigne in July when the season with Napoli is over. I think that'll help, but also playoff picture. I have them 5th. And the reason why I'm having 5th is that depending how the season starts, is how the season will go. I think Insigne will take some time to get adjusted. And yeah. That's all I have to say. I think Toronto could be back in contending with Insigne. So yeah. My Eastern Conference standings. First place, New York City. 2nd, New England Revolution. 3rd, Philly. 4th, Atlanta. 5th, Toronto. 6th, Montreal. 7th, Red Bulls. 8th, Orlando. 9th, Columbus. 10th, Chicago Fire. 11th, Inter Miami. 12th, DC United. 13th, Charlotte. 14th, Cincinnati FC. Those are my predictions for these. And yeah, I think I did a good job of still making this video regarding me losing the footage for the original predictions video, but I still feel like that Western video will be a little bit better than the East. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so sorry that I couldn't bring the East portion as good as I wanted to. But yeah, that is just all on my end. Well, kind of my end, and then my computer failing on me. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.